From Tobacco Republic in Loomis, California, the Loomis Cigar Cartel presents Beyond the Humidor, a cigar podcast for the rest of us. Hey everybody, welcome back. Scott Robinson with you for another episode of Beyond the Humidor. Don't have too much of a rant this time, but I kind of saw out of the corner of my eye as the theme music was playing. 61 episodes in, and he's... it's like our own bobblehead. It's awesome.
Brown chicken, brown cow.
Wow, wow.
And also something curious. We have a cigar we want to review for you guys today. You notice I haven't lit mine yet. You light yours early.
Yeah.
And then you're halfway in because we sit there BSing for like half the time. You go in a roid rage because you don't know how to operate a surge protector.
And then it nearly tries to assassinate me
As you
during our live.
Yeah. So it's like, take the time. We, light it on camera.
How long have you known me? A patient person I am not.
Meow.
The
Anyway,
struggle is real.
yeah, it is. So, how you doing there, Greg?
Not bad. It's a good morning, good breakfast. You'll notice I don't have a whole bunch of equipment in front of me now because, as you know, we promoted Camera Gorilla, and now he gets all that stuff.
From Camera Monkey to Camera Gorilla.
And then
Nope, we're
the
staying.
Great Odds.
Great odds.
No.
I thought that name was taken.
It
they
is
also gave me a
technically.
microphone, by the way, which was an interesting choice. But hey,
Ladies and gentlemen, the Camera Gorilla.
I get to rant real quick.
Go for it.
The first thing I asked you, the very first thing I asked you, is there a switch on that surge protector?
No, there's not.
Followed by the 2-minute angry hunt for an extension cord, followed by the continued not working of the surge protector, to which Scott had to come over and flip the switch that I knew was on the surge protector, and I figured it's easier just to sit here until they figure it out.
He was like freaking Lyle Alzado, man.
And then the surge protector almost did kill you, which you can see on the Facebook page,
Yes, you can.
on all the social medias. Go there, follow us, follow them. Don't follow me, leave me alone.
Can you tell that this is Larry's kid?
Wow.
Larry, how you doing?
Real good now. It's like watching myself in a mirror. Yeah, kind of creepy, actually. No, doing good, man.
Touche.
Yeah. Hey, that's enough with you in the microphone.
Damn you, daddy.
Wow.
So you were saying.
I completely lost my train of thought fast. I'm doing good.
So, Scott, how are you today?
I'm doing all right. I am lighting the cigar that we are going to talk about on today's show.
About time.
Yeah, see, then I can share my experience on first light. You guys are like, what, a third of the way in?
A third of the way into the damn cigar. Calm down, man.
Yeah, relax.
Oh, here it comes. Focus in. Camera. Closer. What do you think?
Pretty good.
Pretty good.
Pretty good.
On first light, wait a minute. Let's back a minute. What the hell are we smoking, first of all?
We are smoking a Patoro, what do we call him?
Brazil.
Brazil. Thank you, Gordo.
Given to us by our good friend Bob Bylsma. Thank you, Bob.
Yes, thank you for that, Bob.
So, on first light for me, it's a great cigar because you get cigars that on that first light, that first quarter to a half an inch can be harsh or rough or anything. This was a light and just enjoy from the get-go. Nice and smooth, good flavoring, good profile. I don't know. They say, I believe on the review or on our Magic Cigar Scanner app that we like so much, a medium. I'm not really sure I'd go with that. Right now it's more of a mild.
Yeah, mild to, maybe even a full, but it's, I wouldn't say medium either. A creamier beginning draw than I expected based on the coloring of the cigar. I expected something a little heavier, a little harsher, but this is very nice. a little bit of pepper. I'm noticing, but overall, so far I think this is a really good stick.
Absolutely.
I think the Dominican filler and binder, it calls for the accounts for the creaminess.
Yes.
I don't catch the pepper though, and maybe that's because I'm just
Get further in there.
portion.
Yeah. Well, when you light it 7 seconds ago, you probably haven't got to the pepper yet.
You're absolutely right. Yourself.
Oh, here we go.
But no, I'm liking this so far. I like that creaminess. That's
Now-
very pleasant after breakfast.
I can't think of something else that I've had recently that is Brazilian. Do you?
It's been a long time. Excuse me. The last time, at least for me, it's been about 7-8 months. One of the first cigars that I pulled out of the grab bag from Rocky Mountain was a CAO with a Brazilian wrapper.
Okay.
But that's, months ago. Brazilian wrapper is not one that I find on many cigars. I don't know about you guys, but
No, that's what I was getting at. And reading a little blip on Brazilian tobacco, a couple of different places I looked described it as being sweeter than what they typically find. And I haven't gotten that with this. And I don't know, if I'm just not far enough into it yet or what, but I haven't gotten a sweetness. Have you, Greg?
not yet. But the problem, I know for both of us, even though the beverages are different, I have, shout out to Zach again on Yard Dog Coffee, my usual weekend drink now, but I have a little bit of creamer in mine, so there's the sweet that's going to definitely overpower the leaf, and that same with that Scotch. I think that if the sweetness is there, it's going to cover it up for us, so that might be why we're not picking it up.
Okay, yeah.
Nice. Well, I was doing a tiny bit of reading, because I didn't get a full opportunity to do that last night. But this started out, Patoro started out back in 2001.
Okay.
There was a gent who worked for the Davidoff Group, and he was Avo and Griffin's product manager and brand ambassador for Switzerland. Gentleman by the name of Patrick Jonas Martin decided to create his own brand, which is this brand here. So this is actually a pretty established brand, being that it started out in 2001. We're talking 21 years.
Yeah.
And I have never heard of this, which just goes to, show that there's a lot of cigars out there that we don't know about.
Well, and that's the truth of the matter. You look at Bob, and his travels are so varied compared to ours that he's discovering stuff that we just don't see because we're, homebodies.
Yeah, that is absolutely true. How you doing there, Larry?
Good. I'm liking this. It's starting to get in, burning a little bit hotter now that we're down into the cigar a little bit. Very good draw on
Yes.
this.
Mm-hmm.
Feels really tight, but doesn't draw like it's really tight. If that makes sense?
Yeah.
It makes total sense. It's not like, trying to suck a milkshake through a narrow straw. It feels tight, but you're still getting a lot of smoke from it.
Yeah, one of the better draws
cigar
on a cigar I've had lately.
Yeah. The cigar, it feels substantial.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Let's segue away from this for a little bit, do a little bit more smoking. You brought up a good topic the other day, and I can't remember us touching this in any episode that we've done so far. I do not smoke in my house. You don't smoke in your house per se, but you smoke occasionally inside your office.
Well, yeah, because I have those two French doors that lead out to the balcony.
Right.
So
And I don't know, do you smoke inside?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't make it a plan to sit down, light a stick, and smoke an entire stick in the house.
But if you need to walk in and get something, you take it with you.
And if I leave here in the evening and I've got, a quarter of a stick left, I smoke that in the truck going home, and I will carry that into the house.
Mm-hmm.
On a weekend, if I'm smoking, I come in to grab a glass of iced tea or sit down and do something, and I'm smoking. Then the cigar comes in with me.
Right.
But that's, mean, that's as a rule, I guess that's kind of how it goes. But no, we talked a little bit the other day about air filters, purifiers, smoke eaters, whatever you want to call them.
Right.
Yeah.
And, I was familiar that there was some stuff out there. But, man, when I started looking into it, holy mackerel, there's a lot of different things. And it's super confusing.
Yeah, it is. And you can plunk down a whole bunch of money for one.
Yeah.
I think the most popular one is that Rabbit Air.
The Rabbit Air is most popular, yeah.
And they've got a new model out. It's like $1,300.
But see, you don't necessarily need the new model because
No.
the old model that I think I'm fairly certain is retailing, depending on where you find it, between $300 and $600. It works great. It allows you to smoke inside, and it pretty much eats the entire odor. You don't notice it at all walking into a room. They have a 5 filtration packs set up. You can change out the different filtration units that go in there, and they are, at every event we go to, they're the predominant filter sponsor that's there. And I've seen it work. I mean, you can sit one literally on the wall here above us if this wasn't a smoking lounge, and supposedly it would take care of it, even with 3 of us, with 4 of us smoking.
I know a few people who have them, and they, speak the praises of the Rabbit Air. And it's a great filtration system. And if you're going to smoke in a house, that's probably the one you want. I have a Winx system I picked up from Costco, and it does the job. It's not, I don't think it's quite as good as a Rabbit Air, but it does the job. But, after I spent, less than $200 on it, too.
Right. But see, and there's other things that, when we were talking about the filtration system, there's a few other things to consider if you want to build a man cave smoking lounge inside your house, things like that to think about. And I was thinking about this yesterday, driving home from Larry's shop. Yes, there's the air filtration. But as we know from being in a cigar lounge, the tar and the nicotine that goes out with the smoke and sticks to everything. It makes surfaces sticky and it yellows things. And so that's another thing you have to consider. What kind of furniture are you putting in this spot? What are you going to be cleaning it with? And to be honest with you, from being here for 12 years, an alcohol-based cleaner seems to work the best, especially to cut that stickiness.
On reading some of the reviews on the different air purifiers and cleaners, the one thing I noticed on Rabbit Air that I didn't really see on the other ones that I had read on is the Rabbit Air. If you mount it, like Scott was saying, right above where you're sitting and smoking, even if there's more than one smoker, it will pull that smoke in, even in a larger room. So, it's recommended for, I think, 400 to 600 square feet.
Yeah.
But if you were in a 1,200 square foot room and you were off to one corner, was where your little lounge was, so to speak. If you put that Rabbit Air in that corner, it's going to filter that air much better than I guess some of the other stuff. Because reading on some of the other things that I was reading, they were very specific about what square footage it would work in. And Rabbit Air wasn't. Rabbit Air's like, hey, you're in a big room, put it close to you,
Right.
And so that was kind of important to me as I was looking at stuff, because if I was going to get some type of air filter for my shop situation, I'm 4,000 square feet.
Yeah.
So, to buy a unit that was big enough to filter that whole space is a little cost prohibitive.
Nah, you wouldn't really need it. I think that, and I could be wrong here, but I'm thinking, wherever you put it, it's just going to be, they say it will cover X amount of square feet. It's just going to take a little longer.
Yeah.
Because all it's doing is taking out the air and circulating it all around. And if you have an open space, all that open space air is eventually going to make its way over to the filter. And you can, use fans if you'd like to push it, over to the filter even.
I think there's a Rabbit Air in my future.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, absolutely. If I, when I want to graduate from my Winx. But then again, And see, this is the thing you have to be careful of. You know, rabbit air is awesome, but if you've got like a simple filtration system right now and you have a small room, but see, and you have a unique situation, like for instance, in my office, I have a French door that opens up to the outside. So I am not in an enclosed space necessarily. You know, it's like where there's no air circulating through there. I can turn on my ceiling fan, open up my doors, you know, for good, you know, when I have good weather, and it will blow all the smoke out. And I'll get air circulation going through there. And the WinX just, you know, helps out.
Yeah.
But if you're in like, you know, in an enclosed space where you don't have a gang of windows or even one window, then yes, definitely you want a top-notch air system. And that's one of the things you got to be careful of, you know, in whatever passion you do or whatever hobby, you don't necessarily, and I'm not down in rabbit air, so I don't want anyone to misunderstand. If you want to plunk the money down for a rabbit air, by all means, you will not be disappointed. But for people who are budget conscious, who can't buy, you know, or who just won't, you know, their money goes elsewhere, whatever that may be, for the latest and greatest, you don't necessarily need the latest and greatest.
Mm-hmm.
You can always just, you know, tone it down to what fits for you, what works for you, what your price point is. And that's one of the things you've got to be careful of. I mean, in, you know, whatever hobby, be it cigars. I mean, I've done model trains, I ride motorcycles, you know, cigars. You got to be careful of your price point. You know, you may not be able to pick up the newest item, but what you have works, it works.
Yeah.
Well, and most expensive is not always best either.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. So-
And not to mention, in the case of rabbit air, just because they made a new model, what's wrong with the old one? It works fine.
Exactly. And that's where you could score probably an awesome deal with a cat who's trying to get rid of their old rabbit air. And it could be because they want to buy the new one because they can or want. Then, you know, you could score yourself a deal.
Yeah. A Loomis Cigar Cartel Beyond the Humidor, top tip.
Oh, is that something new we're doing?
Nah.
Way to sneak that right in there. Yeah.
Yeah, I know, right? Well, back to our friends at Patoro, just to talk about some of their milestones. They were really active in Switzerland. And I believe in 16, they made entry into the United States. Or actually, I take that back. It was actually in 2014, they made their entry into the U.S. market. So still, you know, this is not a young brand by any stretch of the imagination.
No. And it's a delicious brand. I'm probably an inch in so far, and it's thoroughly enjoyable.
Yeah, it's burning very well. Very good draw. But I'm still not at medium.
No, I'm not either.
Nowhere near medium.
But very good. And again, surprising the mildness for the color of the cigar. You know, that just goes to show you again, you can't determine how it's going to be just by looking at it, you know, there on the shelf. This is really good. Now, Bob picked these up. Did he indicate to you where he acquired these?
Not that I remember.
I don't recall. I'd love to get Bob on here. I mean, Bob, you know, through his extensive travel, I mean, he has some great freaking finds.
Yep.
And this is one of them.
And he goes all over the place. I don't even want to venture a guess. Even if he picked these up recently, it could have been at 3 or 4 different places. So
right.
But thank you again, Bob. This is a very nice stick, and I look forward to enjoying some other things out of this line. I was reading up on some of their stuff, and
Well, yeah, they actually have a store. The pilot store is actually in Atten, Switzerland. So anybody up for a road trip to Switzerland?
Yeah, let's go.
Road trip to Switzerland?
Titanic 2 will set sail next year.
Yeah, you go ahead and take that one. No thanks, man.
Saw the movie, did you?
I read the book.
wow.
You're a funny guy.
I saw the comic.
Oh, wow. So, gents, what else we want to talk about this week as we enjoy this fine cigar?
That dead air should come in handy.
Well, we talked about 2 episodes ago, Anthony, was our Godfather episode. So I know we talked a little bit about it last episode. I was in the middle of reading The Godfather. I've now finished it. And for those of you who haven't read the book, because like me, I'm sitting there all quiet and sheepish on that episode 60, because I had not watched the movie. I have not read the book. And here we are talking about the 50th anniversary of The Godfather, and I've got, Camera Gorilla over there who knows everything, which is really cool, because I was calling him periodically through the book going, oh, shit, this just happened. He's like, yeah. I'm like, okay, I get this. It's like, yeah, but holy crap. Mario Puzo's style of writing is very clear. I mean, he does do bouncing back and forth, as we talked about, because we're talking about, Vito and then Michael, they're different periods of their life, but he leaves you on a cliffhanger on several occasions, and I'd love to be able to tell you all what it is, but some of you might want to read the book, even though you've seen the movie.
Oh, just give it away already.
Okay, for example, one of the ones that, we were sitting in here, and you and Anthony and I were talking about, help me out, first wife. Michael's first wife.
Apollonia.
Yeah,
Apollonia, thank you. You guys, both of you said, have you gotten to the point where Michael meets Apollonia yet? And I'm like, no. Okay, I don't understand why this is so important. And they're like, just trust me, it's important. Holy crap, you get attached to her as a character, and then they freaking car bomb her ass.
Yeah.
I'm like, Jesus, is there anybody safe in this book? Apparently not.
Pretty much no.
And then we're sitting in here, another time we're discussing, I look at Scott, and I'm like, you know what? Clemenza and Tessio, one of them is a dumbass. And I think it's Clemenza. And Scott goes, oh really? Yeah, I was wrong on that one. But it was a great read. I'm glad I read it. Now it's time to see the movie. But just a great book, and I really recommend people check that out. It's a great read when you're doing a cigar. And yes, I know. I didn't technically read it. I smoked a cigar and listened to it.
Well, now that we've gotten him, introduced in the foray of gangster films, you're going to get you watch The Godfather. I think the next one for you would be Goodfellas.
What about Casino?
Oh, Casino. Yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Scarface.
All 4 of those movies, though,
Yes.
are all gangster films and mob films, but they're each uniquely different.
Yes, absolutely.
In how they approach it. It's very cool.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, watching Al Pacino trying to do a Cuban accent. It's still a good movie, but it's still hilarious trying to watch him do a Cuban accent.
Why didn't they get, what's his name? He is Cuban. He played Terry Bennett, the casino owner on Ocean's 12, 13,
Andy
14.
Garcia.
Andy Garcia, thank you, yes.
Yeah.
Why didn't they get Andy Garcia to play it? Too young
Andy
at the
Garcia
time?
was 12 when that movie was in. The hell do you mean, why did they get Andy Garcia to play it?
Okay.
Because Andy Garcia was playing Little League at the time, jackass. Jesus.
Hey, first movie I remember seeing him in was The Untouchables.
Yeah, that's true. I was about to say Internal Affairs. That was a good one.
Mm-hmm.
With him and Richard Gere and Sean Penn.
Okay.
That's a really good movie. I mean, there's a scene in there where it's just like, oh, this is bad. Where Sean Penn's character is telling his wife he's gonna fess up. He'll talk about his partner, turn his partner in for corruption and shit. And she's listening to him say this shit while she's riding his partner. It's like, oh shit, this is bad.
Wow.
There's our E rating.
We haven't dropped the F-bomb yet. We're still safe.
Now, we're at PG-13 because you said shit. So, see, I want everyone to notice I did not drop an F-bomb or no kind of profanity. It was him. He is the guilty one. I think he's still roid raging from that plug. All right there, Skippy?
Yes.
Uncle Fester over there.
I like Dollar Tree Lex Luthor better.
That's a hard one to get by, I'll tell you.
That was a good one, though.
Thank you.
That was a good one.
Thank you.
Things like this are why we're friends.
That's right. But nah, we got to get you into.
Well, the public only ever sees us being polite on camera. They don't see the real stuff that we harass each other with.
Shit.
And they're not gonna either.
We're polite on camera, are we?
Reasonably.
It's blow up reindeer time.
Compared to you off camera, absolutely.
Yeah, I guess.
Survey says. Greg, how we doing on this? You're what? Maybe halfway.
I'm about the same about where you're at. At the halfway mark ish, there's a little bit more strength starting to come into it. You know, we're ramping up in flavor a little bit too.
Yep.
My palate's kind of gotten used to the coffee flavor with the cigar. There is a very subtle sweet. I don't know if that is psychosomatic because we discussed it or if it's actually there. But, you know, as we talked about in a show many, many moons ago about reviewing the reviewers, you know, discussing flavorings and stuff, it tends to have a psychosomatic effect on the mind and you pick it up. But it seems to me that it's there.
The what I'm noticing, and Scott, let me know how you feel about this statement. This cigar with the Scotch, it's almost like the Scotch is a palate cleanser for this.
Yeah.
And so every time I take a drag after the Scotch, I'm getting a whole. It's like starting over again with this, and this is a really good stick, man. I mean, I'm disappointed in the fact that we didn't know about these things sooner.
Yeah, I think Bob mistakenly, I don't know if he actually said this was a budget stick or this was just, you know, straight gratis, but this definitely is not a budget stick because I think the MSRP on it's like $16.
Yes.
You know, and I don't know if those
We
are
might
California.
have gotten the statement wrong. I don't know.
Okay, even, you know, I don't care whether it's a budget stick
Let me
or
put
just,
you this way. Even at $16,
Yeah.
I'd buy it again.
Oh no, absolutely. This is
I would definitely
absolutely-
buy it. And I'm not even all the way through the cigar yet.
The only thing, you know, when you think about, you know, in California, when they say MSRP, this is out, you know, MSRP usually applies for outside of California. So
Yeah, because you got to add 65% in taxes onto it.
Yeah, for
first.
everywhere but California, divide by 4.
yeah. Well, no, I'm talking about the MSRP. That's the price outside California. Inside California, this
Times by 4.
Yeah, there you go. But still, a very worthwhile stick.
Absolutely. Yeah, as we're getting farther, if I'm getting farther into this, it's just developing more and more flavor.
Okay, now I see what you mean about the pepper. As it gets warmer and as you're going up the stick and finishing it off.
Well, that's going away now too.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. So
It's more of a cedar kind of piney
Yeah.
note coming out in it.
Okay.
but yeah, just awesome with the draw that I'm getting.
Oh, no
Just
doubt.
a ton of flavor in this.
And it's easy. You know, you're not having to fight to get smoke out of it.
Not having to fight it.
It's one of the
It's
ones
not-
that just infuriates me about a cigar is when I have to fight to get smoke.
Yep. Great after a meal cigar. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I'm thinking so.
Well, I mean, look at the diversity of the three of us. So when we say after meal, we just finished breakfast. We go eat breakfast and we come here and record. And you know, you got French toast and eggs over there. So how's that pairing with? Pretty good.
It's pairing just fine.
And you had a scramble
With salsa.
salsa, and I had huevos rancheros, so salsa and chili beans, and it was, you know, nothing's overpowering. The cigar's right there. The flavor's good.
Very nice. Haven't had to retouch this once.
Nope.
Very even burn if you look. Up.
Well, see, at this point now I feel kind of bad because our hardworking camera gorilla is not experiencing this wonderful, wonderful smoke.
Don't worry, he's got a good treat for next week.
Yes.
But speaking of next week, next episode, So we got a hell of a treat coming. You know, we've had several interviews so far. Once again, our number one fan, Mr. Elledge, out in Idaho, smokes at the vault. Hey, Josh. Next episode, we bring you an interview with two individuals from one of my favorite cigar companies. Joining us on the next episode is going to be Sebastian DeCopet and Brian Matola of Cavalier Cigars.
Looking forward to
And
that.
they're going to be
that's gonna be
joining
awesome.
us. They're actually joining us from their factory in Honduras because they're both out of the country when we're recording. So they were kind enough to work everything out so they could join us.
Oh, that's awesome.
So it's going to be a fun show.
And from what I understand, we may have some video of the factory. And discuss that. That's a possibility.
Hopefully. They wanted to do it during the week, but there's no way with the time shift we can make that work to where we can record and be with them when the factory is actually up and running. So hopefully we can kindly get them to record some B-roll for us, and we can run that so they can see the factory working.
Sweet.
I have an email out to Brian for that already.
Okay.
Good times, good times.
Yeah,
most
I think it's going to be a
definitely.
fun show.
No, that sounds
And,
amazing.
We also have the cigar for that show, not to detract from our Patoro here, the cigar for that show that we were sent, which there's 4 of them.
Camera Gorilla gets a treat.
Treat, little treat here.
Master is too kind.
Wow.
Don't think I'm giving you a sock.
I would like to apologize for anyone who has no idea what that reference is.
Oh, dear God. No. I pray that that's the reference you're thinking of.
All right, back to the cigars.
My dad is lost. I'll explain to him later.
He hasn't seen Dolby and Harry Potter.
I hope that's what you're thinking.
That's what I was thinking.
I hope so. I really hope so. In my heart of hearts, that's what everyone's thinking, but I know they're not.
Yeah, whatever.
Sergeant, I want
Dirty-
to go back to my cell.
Dirty-minded people.
I got the reference, and that was still awkward.
What was I saying? Oh yeah, so the cigar that we're going to be smoking with Sebastian and Brian is a new release. It came out in a couple of weeks ago, and we were sent some. It is the USA exclusive. It looks like a beautiful. I haven't researched the cigar yet, but it's a beautiful Maduro Churchill size, and I'm looking forward to smoking that.
Awesome. Sounds incredible.
Especially because it's your two wheelhouses perfectly. Is that nice Maduro, and you know.
I'm looking forward to that. That sounds like a good time.
That might be a rum morning as opposed to scotch if we're doing a Maduro.
I can handle that. I'll look through my bar and see what we can find.
I've got a spiced rum.
Ooh, very nice.
Something new that I acquired.
Okay.
Bumbu.
Never heard of it.
Yeah, well, you will be impressed, my friend.
You're about to find out.
Yeah.
Nice. Speaking of alcohol, Gregory, would you mind?
Of course. Camera monkey, cue the BJ line. Stop, get your mind out of the gutter and cue the match
Stop
line.
doing stuff like that, man.
That's the second time you've done that.
You can almost hear the needle drag across the record. Brrr!
Oh, liquor boy. Yes, sub. My feet are like wings, sub.
How much you want, Scott?
The rest of the
Just
bottle
pour.
now.
Just pour. There
Good.
you go. I got to drive home. Thank you, sir.
Hey, you should have thrown a coin in that and go, I'll get it later. Oh, God. I hate that
The slow decline.
of humanity.
Yeah, that's what I say. Oof, you guys. You're killing me. You're killing me.
Yeah, because it's all us.
Well, it's definitely not me.
Oh, by all means, sir. It's the rabble at the door. Yes, that's what it is.
Oh, God, I love it. Well, something really wonderful happened yesterday. And I think
You retired?
oh, fuck.
Dog got new clothes.
Oh, did you see the video?
Motherfucker.
So
But no. Please continue your story, Mr. Robinson.
It's a good thing that our canine friends do not have opposable thumbs, because by now our puppy would have slit both our throats in our sleep, or got my shotgun and just blown us away. So Tiny Wife decides, Harley is a camping dog. And we talked about this yesterday. Compared to what she was at Half Moon Bay when she wasn't trained, to the next camping trip after that, great little camping dog. She's getting used to shit and, running about, used to walking and all that. Going to Bernie Falls in a week. And Tiny Wife decides that Harley needs to stay warm. The dog has fur. The dog will be fine. My wife doesn't listen to me. Nothing new there. So she decides to go on Amazon and buy Puppy a pink sweater dress. Now, if you're friends with me on Facebook,
Guard.
you will see the video. I'm upstairs working, minding my business. She's dressing the puppy in this and taking a video of it, saying, "Show mama your new dress." This dog, caught air, went upside down, rolled, grabbing at this sweater dress, trying to get the thing off. It is the most hilarious thing I've ever seen.
It's borderline animal abuse is what it is.
and then the second video that was shared, the look on that dog's face when she looks up at the camera, it's like, oh, that dog is pissed off.
Death to all who oppose me.
Do you think, Anthony, we can capture that video?
You didn't even have to ask.
Thank you, sir.
He's already already hacked into Scott's Facebook. It'll be cut in the morning.
I'm just going to have it in the corner while he's telling that story, just on repeat, just slowly zooming in on Harley's deadpan stare to the camera.
But wait, there's more. Then there is the backpack. Because she's a puppy. We're going to go hiking, probably 2 or 3 mile hike. She's probably good for 1 mile, maybe. So, of course, puppy has to be carried. And why would you not carry the puppy in a luxurious backpack?
What's wrong with the dog stroller?
I don't own a dog stroller.
It's not off-road equipped. I offered to modify said stroller, with some little shock absorbers, but apparently
I've seen your modification skills. They're quite good.
Apparently, off-road dog stroller is frowned upon in this establishment. I don't know. It's
No, so I got for a week, I had dog backpacks coming to the house by way of Amazon. And the great thing about Amazon is if you don't like it, you just, give it back. So
just throw it over the fence into the neighbor's yard. That's right.
That was my initial response.
Uh-huh.
So she's modeling, my tiny wife is modeling dog backpacks.
Yeah, wait. Is this going to be like the dog stroller you don't own, that if Sue wants the backpack, Sue has to carry the dog?
Hey, he tried to tell me that bullshit yesterday.
I don't own a dog stroller. I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
Suzanne, please email us pictures.
No.
This went
Again.
completely wrong.
I don't own a dog stroller. I don't know what you two are talking about.
All right, man.
So back to the backpack.
Yeah. So she took a picture. I think I showed you the picture of the backpack she chose and the defeated look on my poor puppy's face.
Puppy ain't the only one got a defeated look, man.
So do you.
God.
I'm not carrying it. No, I'm just not. I refuse to.
How old is Harley now?
Harley's about 5-6 months. October. Yeah, she's 6 months.
Okay.
So I just can't do it, man. Just no. I've made that perfectly clear.
The dog is screaming out for help.
Yeah. If the dog could, she'd call PETA herself.
In the arms of
God damn it.
Somewhere Sarah McLaughlin's looking down her nose at you. How dare you put that dog in a stroller? You horrendous man.
For just $13 a month, Harley cannot be in a stroller.
Yeah, you too can save this poor dog from these cruel people. Send your money to the Lord. Here's our address. Oh, good grief.
What am I going to do?
Suffer you will.
So what's new with you?
Help! Help! Oh,
So I'm getting into my final third here. I'm smoking a little faster than you two are.
that's because you're not talking as much.
That's true.
Yeah.
Wow.
hey, I'm walking here.
I wonder if they heard the
Yeah, that's. I'm sure you guys pick up the background sounds
occasionally.
occasionally from
We
here.
know the train you can hear.
Yeah, we have a railroad track about 100 yards over, and then Tobacco Republic where we record. Excuse me as I sneeze. Tobacco Republic where we record is on a fairly busy street.
Yep.
Here in the booming downtown metropolis of Loomis, and apparently somebody's jaywalking or something this morning, and his horns blaring, and so. Our apologies for not having, quality soundproof studio to conduct our business, but you get what you get.
Yeah.
And, we get what we pay for, too. So,
This is true.
so thank you again, Ron, for your lovely establishment.
Yes, yes.
We appreciate it.
Even though the background noise is a little iffy at times.
Yeah.
At some point, you guys, we have to come in here on a Friday or Saturday evening to Tobacco
Oh,
Republic.
hell no.
And
Hell
Hey,
no.
man, bear with
I
me.
know where you're going, and hell no.
And bear with me here, man.
Okay.
Do you want to actually put a mic against that wall?
Yeah. We'll do a fifth mic. We'll do a splitter. Do a fifth mic and just put it against the wall, because next door to Tobacco Republic is the fine establishment called the Liberal Bull, which is your neighborhood bar. It's a Loomis version of Cheers, and they do karaoke. And no offense to any of our listening audience that may partake in karaoke,
Because they might actually be, good.
but man, I have had many a evening sitting in one of these big armchairs here that backs up to the common wall with the bar, that the karaoke is somewhat less than wonderful.
Okay, hold on. Let me explain this to our fully functioning listeners here. He was being very, very charitable when he described the Liberal Bull. We affectionately...
Hey, relax. Don't tell him that.
Tell them what?
Don't tell him that.
I've been censored, ladies and gentlemen.
Geriatric Jerry's? You don't want them to-
That's better.
I was just going to say, for those of you who were around in the 80s, remember that picture it was called Boulevard of Broken Dreams? That's all I'm going to say about it.
Yeah, that's much better.
Yeah, censor me, fucko.
And there it is.
Rating, there it is. At 43 minutes in, ladies and gentlemen.
See what they make me do? See, I was trying to be nice.
Yeah. Nice.
But
So in the final third for me, the power, now I get where they say medium, because now I'm getting the power that I would associate with a medium-bodied cigar. It's nothing obnoxious. It's still very smooth, very creamy, just more intense as far as the flavor goes. You can really taste the Dominican. The pepper's returned.
it has.
And it's not strong, but there's a definite pepper advent to it.
Yeah, there's an undertone of pepper.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not getting any of that, actually. I think it was a slight pepper at one point, but It's gone. It's still pretty smooth. Yeah,
we're about the same.
we're about the same, but I'm not getting any stronger. It's holding its own, which is perfectly fine with me.
I like this. This stick. Got to find out where we can get him because this definitely has to go into my regular rotation.
Small Batch Cigar, I think, has them.
Okay.
Good times.
Oh yeah.
Nope. This is definitely a keeper.
Oh, it's definitely a winner.
Goes good with a Scotch.
That's
Although
for sure.
there's not many that don't.
So, gents, any final thoughts as we, finish things off?
Other than I hope you'll all tune in next week when we talk to Sebastian and Brian from Cavalier.
I look forward to that. Look forward to getting a couple of different cigars from these gentlemen and trying out some more of their line.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think that would be a good follow-up.
Yes.
Maybe not even as a full episode, but if it was something that we could acquire and then do a what are you smoking, during another episode, I think that would be great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it'd be a nice little aside.
Based on how consistent the flavor of this is, I would love to see what they have in a Connecticut.
Yes. I'd even be interested, frankly, in a Maduro and seeing what their
absolutely.
Maduro is going to be like, too, because based on this one, if this is what they call a medium, their Maduro's not going to be hyper strong. It's going to be good, smooth, consistent as well.
Oh, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I'm thinking so.
Thank you again, Bob.
Yes.
Lovely choice.
Great stick. Appreciate it, Bob.
Before we out, I'll mention, if you are a fan of Cavalier cigars or are just curious about cigars in general, I admin the social media. I, too, see that you're out there. Please send questions, and we can field them to these lovely guests we are going to have.
Thank you. I forgot that. That's what you're here for.
Something else we haven't plugged this show yet is, we're still doing a giveaway, ladies and gentlemen. So reach out to us through social media, through email, through however you want to get a hold of us. Tell us what we were smoking today.
Yep.
And we'll put you in the mix for the drawing for a Loomis Cigar Cartel
Hat.
baseball hat and the stickers from the show.
Right on.
Yep.
So don't forget to do that.
In case you want the email, it is info at LoomisCigarCartel.com. We're also on Facebook. We're also on Instagram.
Dun, dun, dun.
Well, as we top off the end of this episode, it looks like the Scotch glass is nearing empty and the cigars...
Not quite.
Not quite, but I'll get to that. But anyway, it's about that time. Good job there, Mr. Observant. I want to thank our audience out there. And on behalf of Larry, Greg, myself, and our newly appointed camera gorilla, thank you for listening. Check us out at LoomisCigarCartel.com. Like and share us on Facebook. Follow us on Instagram. Don't be a stranger. Drop a line and let us know you're out there. I'm Scott Robinson, and on behalf of all of us here at Beyond the Humidor, we look forward to chatting with you on the next episode. But until then, as I always say, good smoke, good drink, and good life.